Welcome to the Matrix. You're one of the pioneers of this big trend. I'm offering you the time dilation theory, a brand new trading methodology revealing all the secrets in the financial markets. Unlock your true potential with TDT and escape the Matrix. Hi, Neo. We're going to talk about some counting examples in this video. And examples in this video is for swing and short-term trading examples, where we gather monthly, weekly, and daily countings with 4-hour and 1-hour chart countings for the entries. Let's check the monthly time frame first, in order to see what's happening here on higher time frame, and this will help us to frame lower time frame entries much easier. As you see, there's a pause in terms of expansion at 7th month, and price started to consolidate, as the time started to being contracted and then distorted. And we get a great turning point at 13th candle, where a significant low is created. What we need to focus on is lower time frames, as the price approaches the 7th month and just after 7th month is opened. Now we're seeing the marked monthly candles on weekly chart, and this is where everything begins to make sense to you, Neo. What we've marked on monthly chart doesn't have to align perfectly with weekly countings, and that's pretty normal, because time is contracted and distorted at some points. And I want you to focus on is the basic sequence. 1, 3, 7, 13, and 21 Neo. Once you understand how you can make time frames to align in terms of time, you won't have any issues when determining a bias for lower time frames. And that's why our focal point in this video is to gather time frames together to get a meaning and bias. 13th month is perfect here in terms of reversal, yet 7th month is not at all. And what we need to do is counting on weekly and daily chart to calibrate what happened on monthly chart. Now everything looks better when we count on weekly chart. You see the turning points more clearly compared to monthly chart, but you can ask why 21st candle is not perfect here. Answer is the same, Neo. It's about time contraction, where sequences are hastened or delayed. Daily chart will make everything clarified for this 21st candle part. Before we dive deep into daily, 4-hour, and 1-hour chart, let's look at how weekly countings are seen on the daily chart. Red vertical lines are for monthly chart countings, by the way. You can stop the video here and you can count yourself to see how they align. Please focus on the red countings. We pick the most obvious low on daily chart inside a chaos, before 7th week, to know when this chaos will end. And we get 20th candle, as you realize. This is not interesting for me, because I've probably counted zillions of candles so far in the last 3 years, but it should be interesting to you. Please note what you see. We basically framed the movement from 7th week to 13th week, and inside of this movement, we've counted from 1 to 20 inside the chaos to know when the expansion will begin on daily chart. That's all we've done so far, Neo. Now I want your focus to be at green counting, 1 and 7. We will create our swing trading setup using the 7th day. We get 7th as a retracement, and 13th as a reversal timing on 4-hour chart. If we pick the most obvious expansion on 4-hour chart to align this with 7th day to frame the swing trade entry. And here's the framed entry on 4-hour chart. Look at red countings, Neo. We get 7th as a retracement, and 9th candle as a new expansion timing into 17th candle to end the cycle. You can use these numbers to close your trade, or adding new top-up entries to your initial position, vice versa. Let's get back to daily chart and seeking for another setups. Remember, we're inside the movement in between 7th weekly candle and 13th and weekly candle, so as it's just mentioned, we can count daily chart to calibrate and know turning points. I want your focus to be at red countings, where we've counted from 1 to 13 and 21. Do you see the perfection, Neo? This sort of alignings in time axis should not be missed and should be traded properly. These are when you make lots of money. There are lots of great swing and short-term trade setups inside the year, and these setups yield you so much money, and you can know these setups beforehand by counting months, weeks, and days. I want your focus to be at where 21st day and 13th week are. Now we're going to zoom in this area to see how we can take swing and short-term trade setups here in time axis. Do you see how 13th week, 21st day, and 13th 4-hour candle are aligned perfectly? This is what I want you to focus at. This is when we're going to take the swing trade entry on 13th 4-hour candle. And here's the frame trade gathering all these countings together, Neo. In order to exit the trade, you can count 4-hour candles to determine possible exit timings or partial profit timings. Here's another one that you can take by using the previous countings and gathering these with 1-hour candle counting. As you see, I counted from 1 to 20 on 1-hour chart to determine a short-term trade entry. Or this can be a top-up entry for the initial swing trade entries we've just analyzed. This one can be taken by counting from the lowest low here on 1-hour chart. 13th candle gave us retracement, and 21st one gave us the new expansion here. Let's get back to higher time frames to seek different setups, focusing on the right portion of this chart, Neo. We've completed analyzing the movement in between the 7th week and 13th week, and now we're currently analyzing the movement in between 13th week and 21st week, and I want your focus to be at red countings, Neo. Red countings is for daily chart, and we'll be focusing on 21st daily candle to frame the setups this time. Also, please pay attention to 7th candle and 13th candle, where we've got retracement before the new expansion on 21st day. This was one of the greatest swing trade I've ever taken in my trading journey in July 2023. First, we framed the movement intervals using weekly chart as 7 to 13 and 13 to 21. Secondly, we counted daily chart for sharpened precision for the swing trade entry. A great turtle soup entry was taken here with the stop loss placed below the red low you've seen on this chart. This trade ground-med me more than $30,000. And remember, you can always take new top-up short-term trade entries into your initial swing trade entry. Let's look at how it's done on lower time frames. After the initial entry, you can take this one you've seen on this chart by counting 4-hour candles and 1-hour candles. Black-colored counting is for 4-hour chart, and green-colored counting is for 1-hour chart for the most sharpened trade entry, as both swing and short-term trade entry with a tight stop loss, and it grants your more risk-reward ratio. We take this setup where 7th 4-hour candle and 7th 1-hour candle. And here's the bigger picture, Neo. If you count days from the lowest low, you will see that expansion took 7 days only, and price slowed down significantly. Please pay attention to blue arrows. You can always count 1-hour chart and 15-minute chart to determine short-term trades and day trades, and you might ask me about the bias. Our higher time frame countings provide us the bias Neo, and you can gather all countings together to know when you will abandon a bias or having a new one, coupled with lower time frame countings for the entries. In this video, I've showed you a couple of higher time frame counting examples to frame swing and short-term trade entries. We're going to analyze some day trade and scalping examples in the second video. See you in the next video, Neo. Welcome to the Matrix. You're one of the pioneers of this big trend. I'm offering you the time dilation theory, a brand new trading methodology revealing all the secrets in the financial markets. Unlock your true potential with TDT and escape the Matrix.